Hi, you guys. So, just to swerve by, right? I'm going to pop in, drop some words, and then head out because I'm late for work. I still have to go to work for a few more months. Lots of changes as I've been still and quiet and learning. So, when last I left you some words, I mentioned the words cognitive dissonance because it's really significant in my life right now for a lot of reasons. Not a lot of the reasons you might think. So for me, the cognitive dissonances that I'm experiencing is, what do I do when I've been proven right? What do I do when it's no longer a conspiracy theory and I can say, no, ma'am, I have lived experience. I have seen this with my own eyes, my own ears, my own heart. It's no longer a theory nor a conspiracy. That I was right. Well, of course I knew I was right, but I couldn't prove it and they didn't think I was right. And then how do you not be an ego about that? In my case, it's more about confirmation of value because that's some lessons I've been learning going forward is I can only love you as much as I can love me. It says so in the Bible, right? So I have to love me more because we have huge amounts of work to do and I've hit my love max. So I have to forgive more so I can love more. And in order to do that, I have to be knowledgeable and confident, knowledgeable of the Akashic kind, truth knowledge. So I have the cognitive dissonance of the conversion from conspiracy theorist to lived truth. The cognitive dissonance of how to support people I care about in accepting that in kindness and love with no ego in a manner that does not challenge their ego to the point that they're unable to come to truth. My folks are, well, older than me, and their beliefs have been ingrained and indoctrined into them, well, far more firmly as they were the ones who did the work for me and on me and my brother, right? And it's very challenging for them to hear me speak. They don't like talking to me because I say things that make them uncomfortable. So let's look at what a cognitive dissonance is. And some of you might get really mad at me because you probably hear these words in your own world. I've seen some of the comments. And that's where is some of the work we have to do, right? So a cognitive dissonance is a challenge to your ego. Plain and simple. Your ego says, nuh-uh, I'm right. The actual factual truth says something different. Your ego says, I ain't going to accept that because I'm right. That's all it is. It's a cognitive dissonance. It's a fancy psychological name for rebellion, arrogance, and ego. I'm not going to accept that because then I have to say that I was wrong. And if I have to say I was wrong, then I have to question every single thing I believe, right? And we don't want to do that hard, ugly, dirty work. It's hard. Well, that's what we're here for, though. And it's going to get dirtier, I assure you. We're only talking about one thing, but it actually impacts everything. That tree of perception that we're functioning under, driven by ego and cognitive dissonance, bang gongs right against that tree trunk. So where are your cognitive dissonances? How do they impact your world, the planet you live on, the people you love, the people who love you, the people who pretend to love you but don't, the people you pretend to love but don't, the ones you have forgiven, the ones from whom you are withholding forgiveness? How does your cognitive dissonances impact all of that? Speaking of which, I now have to go into an office full of people who I am learning care about me and appreciate me and are going to miss me in a few months when a whole bunch more information comes to you. Y'all, oh my gosh. The first time I went off the high dive when I was on the diving team, Coach was so frustrated because I was locked up tight, right? And finally he was begging. He's like, I don't care what you do, just jump, please. It was just like, if you just jump once, you'll be fine. I promise you can do this. And it took everything I had to close my eyes and ball up my little fists and just plunge myself off that high board into that tiny little square of water that I swear had a shark in the bottom of it. But after I took that jump, this is bigger than that, y'all. Oh my God. Ah! So anyway, I love y'all. I got to go back to the beast, shed some light. Have a great day.